Hey, Tony Cash is here. You know, one time I seen a thing and it said, we don't see the world for what it is. We see the world for what we are. And the quote was by, I think, Anais Nin or something like that. And Stephen R. Covey used it and put it in his book. And that's what I see. Did a video earlier today, right? And I seen some ladies saying, hey, thank you so much for this. This message is on point. I needed to hear this. Thank you for sharing the truth. And then another lady, some of the other ladies was like, oh, men being rude and nasty online, and men want to disrespect women, and men this and men that. And it's like, listen, we know that. I got 1,000 videos talking about that. This video is for women. Stop deflecting and get the message that's for you. And then now here, and then one lady, this is how I come up with my videos sometimes. You have to see what the people talking about. This a tip for content creators. Instead of just pulling stuff out of thin air, see what the people talking about, the question that people have, and that's how I come up with my videos. And that's why my videos be dealing with real life stuff that we dealing with, because I keep my finger on the pulse. And so one lady said, this the same message that the man who passed away used to push, just different breakdown and different delivery. And this the same attitude that birthed the red pill movement. And see, that right there, I had to block her. Because when you take my message and lump my message in with the red pill, this is what you got to understand. Any man message is going to have seeds of truth to it. These guys that's got these messages in the red pill and all of that, when you go listen to them, that's why they have women followers, because not everything they saying is completely off base. That ain't how the devil works. The devil ain't gonna come out and be 100% wrong because it's too blatant. But when you pay attention and you listen, and the brother who passed away, I would hear his message. 80% of what he said was the truth. It's the 20% that'll kill you. It's the 20% that'll set you up for failure. A lot of the stuff he said, and that's why he has so many women who follow him and so many men who follow him, because a lot of stuff he said was true. He called it like he see it, and he was telling his truth, the truth that he experienced. It was that 20% saying that if you a single mama, ain't no hope for you. That ain't true. Saying that if a man take you out after 5 o'clock, you need to be ready to sleep with him. You need to come off something if you got him taking you out after 5. That ain't true. Saying that if you want to save yourself till marriage, you a lost cause. That ain't true. See, it's certain things that go against the word of God. But talking about how women are being programmed by the media, and how the media is trying in different ways to empower women and disempower men. I want you to think about this. I've seen 2 or 3 or 4 different funds, like raising funds for black female business. I have not seen one for black male business. And one of my associates has a fund, and it's for black female business owners. And then after I talked to her and said, listen, I ain't seen a fund for black men. She said, you know what, Tony, you know, black men raising a lot of money. I say, where that's at? We don't see that documented. Like, we don't. If black men was raising a lot of money for tech startups, don't you think the blogs will be posting that? Don't you think that'll be all over the blogs? And if it's happening, it's not being publicized. So what's the reason it's not being publicized? Because the last person you want to empower is a black man. That's the last person, because with a black man, look at Deion Sanders. Look at his swag. Look at his confidence in his probably 50s, maybe late 40s. But look at that. That right there, to the world, to young black men, that's a good sign. That's like, man, I want to be that confident. To every man, white men too. Man, I want to be that confident. Now me, I'm like, if your highs is high, I know your lows is low. So I know that when he have bad days, I don't want to trade places with him. I don't want his problems. But God has equipped him for what he called to. But that's a prime example right now. Funny, prime example, his name Prime. But that's a prime example of, imagine the world. Imagine the world if even half of black men had the confidence that Deion Sanders got. That's why, and see, this is the thing that what I'm trying to tell women. It ain't against you. It ain't about you. It ain't saying that you in the wrong. I'm not saying that a woman is wrong for feeling empowered or for being empowered. I'm not saying that a woman is wrong for noticing the trash men online. I'm not saying that don't exist. That's what I talk about almost every day. I'm talking about the state of men and how we need to be better men. So I guess it must be new people who ain't never seen the video, and just first video, they thinking that I'm just trying to correct women. But here's the thing. I ain't saying none of that. All of that is true. What I'm talking about is the principalities. Do you think that, like, I want you to pay attention now. I want you to pay attention. Nissan, all black women in their commercial. Chevrolet, all black women in their commercial. Kia, all black women in their commercial. They got commercials with all black women. We know of one commercial, and these are everyday women. These are actresses. These ain't celebrities. We know of one commercial, and I think it's Chase or MasterCard, with all black men. It got Samuel Jackson, Charles Barkley, and Spike Lee. And they don't even run the commercial all the time. They just run it during the certain Super Bowl or certain big game. But think about that now. Now let me ask you this. Do you think that the media is empowering black women because they love and they cherish and they care about black women? Yeah, we live in America. Come on now. You think, oh, that's a great person. Oh, and Chevrolet and Kia just love it. No, they know you got that check. They know that your men is largely, a good amount of your men is trash. They know, and you know why they know your men trash? Because they know the system done put drugs in your community, done marginalized your men, got your men sweeping floors, done not let them read, not let them write from slavery. They know that today it's a lot of black men that can't read and write. That today it's a lot of black boys that's graduating and can't read and write. They know that. They already know that. But it's not the woman that they want to slow down. It's not the woman, because who is largely in power? White men. White men are not intimidated by black women. They love the strength and the loyalty and the work ethic of black women. I talked to a black woman who worked in high-level corporate, and she told me that a white billionaire told her, he said, the best asset that a business owner like myself can have is a black woman as his right hand. He said, I don't understand while black men cannot see the value in a black woman. You know why he don't understand it? Because he's never been systemically discriminated against. He's never been wrongfully stopped by the police. He's never been discriminated, or he's never been called the N-word. He did not have drugs pumped into his neighborhood in the 70s or the 80s, and watching family members die from overdoses because of what was going on. That's been well documented. So he don't understand the pain and trauma. And this is the thing, is to black women, don't feel like that when I recognize what the media is trying to do, that me and people like me are condoning the toxicity of black men. I'm just explaining it from a higher level to help you understand how it's perpetuated. So if black men are in a bad state and they mistreating black women, but then all the marketing of the media is leaving the black man out or putting the black man with a white woman. I seen a black man on a commercial. He went and got, I think, hair implants, and they had him go and shoot his shot at a white woman at the bar. So what does that do? It makes every black woman who love black men, what was that? Somebody was there waving real hard. It make every black woman who love black men, it reinforces what she done seen from the men she done seen go to another race, and it angers her. Oh my goodness, why they had him walking up to a woman of another race? It's like we ain't doing bad enough. And that little feeling that you don't really pay attention to, but that you felt when you saw that. Same thing when you see it in a movie or in any commercial or in a brochure or flyer. That little feeling, what it does is it creates more separation. Let me remind you of, like the lady say from Pew Research, let me remind you in this commercial of the 15% of black men that's going to white women. Let me make it look like it's 85% instead of the 15. Let me invert it. And let me make you mad. Let me make you mad so you go and get your separation. So you start to tell the black man, kiss my behind, so that you could go and get some retail therapy from your insecurity, from your loneliness, from you being upset of how your ex-boyfriend or your husband or your boyfriend treating you right now. See, for them, it ain't deeper than money. It's money. We want you to feel either empowered or disempowered, because both feelings gonna lead to retail therapy. Point blank period. Point blank period. That's it. We want you to feel that. And that's what I try to get y'all to understand. So what you got to realize is when a video is talking about how the media is playing on the pain points of what women are going through, it's not saying that your pain is not real. I'm saying be mindful of the gaslighting, that's the term y'all like to use. Be mindful of the stoking of the fire. Be mindful of that and say, oh man, this reinforcing the truth that I already know. It's reminding me that I'm being mistreated. I done been disrespected online. So yeah, there's more of a reason for this or that. That's all I want you to understand. Get that in your spirit. And understand this. The message got to go both ways. it ain't just spiritual warfare on men. It's also a form of spiritual warfare on women too. The message got to go both ways. So when y'all hear this, to the ladies, when the message is for you, listen to the message. Listen to the message and hear and say, okay, where he coming from? What he talking about? But I had to block that lady talking about gonna compare me to that man. I say, woman, is you crazy? You must ain't watched that man. And it's like, yeah, what you think? Evil come from good. When evil is good that got greedy. Evil is good that got hurt. What is the devil? He got greedy and he wanted glory and he got kicked out of heaven. And that became evil. So what you got to understand is the red pill movement and the movement of the other gentlemen who was talking about high value men, they're gonna have certain talking points that make sense. Because if everything they said was just all false and crazy, they wouldn't have an audience. But they got an audience because somebody has suffered from what they talking about. But it's their anger and their pain where they get lost. It's when they get into saying, you know, treat a woman like a piece of meat, and a woman got to come off that for getting took out to eat. It's when they get into that they show the difference. And I'm gonna tell you right here, don't you ever in your life, ever, anybody on the sound of my voice, compare me to those men. I've been married 16 years, and I'm faithful to my wife, and I love my wife. You hear me? And I'm in the home with my kids, and I'm empowering men and women with the truth. Don't you ever in your life put me and that man's name or any of them red pill name in the same sentence. I'm gonna block you faster than the speed of light. I'm finna sprain my thumb. I'm blocking you so fast. I done tore a ligament. Don't you ever in your life try me like that. Hey, listen. We got to get real. It's like, listen, this is the other thing. If every message I do is just talking about the problems of men and how men under spiritual warfare and everything we doing wrong, and if it ain't no message realizing how it's a lot of women now emasculating a man. You can't say a woman, and I ain't talking about no trash man. One woman talking about, oh, well, men is disrespectful, and men, we're not talking about those men. Those men deserve to be emasculated. We talking about good men who is providing and taking care of their family and faithful to their woman and loving and growing every day. Not perfect, but being better. We talking about those men being made to feel useless and worthless and like a simp and like they don't matter. And then those men looking up and seeing the bums, the ignorant men with 2-3 women and getting catered to and getting submitted to. But the man who trying to love and respect his woman being taken advantage of and disrespected because of the narrative in the movies and the media and social media. That's what the point is to make sure that when you meet a good man, you don't become a victim of that portion of the narrative to women that you don't need a man and that you smarter than him and better than him and you can talk down to him. That's the point of the message. And I don't know how anybody missed that other than can't see past your pain. And that's why we got to heal. And that's why I'm in the paint. That's why I'm in the trenches. And that's why the message got to go both ways. Because it's going to take a joint effort. It ain't just men that got to get right. It's women too. We all got to be better. Point blank, period. This Tony Gaskin. God bless you.